So welcome everyone. This is our lower body strength and balance class. So this is week 8. Okay, week 8 out of 10 weeks. Um, and yeah, we have 2 more weeks to go after today. And then I have re-enrolled everyone into my fall term. So I believe if you are enrolled in this class, you got re-enrolled. Pretty much if you're in several of my classes, you should be re-enrolled into all of them. Last semester, we ran into an issue where I tried to re-enroll everyone from like the Monday class into the next 4 classes, and that just complicated things. So I had to do the re-enrollment a little bit different, but I think most of you should be safe. So anyways, we'll get started. Let's get this going. Equipment for today, dumbbells, a chair, and a kettlebell if you have that. Yoga mat, we might get to that towards the end. And then, yeah, so we're gonna start off with the Romberg stance. Let's go here, Romberg stance. So feet together, next to each other. Let me adjust this camera. Feet right here. Feet together. We start this session. Hopefully everyone's having a good week. Left to right. Working on our balance right now. Up and down. Okay, close your eyes. Eyes are closed. Remember, if you feel unsafe, just separate your feet, open your eyes. Open your eyes. All right. So yeah, so we're gonna go back and forth, just switch off between balance movements and then also from our uh, strengthening movements. Okay. So right now we're gonna go with calf raises and some heel walks and toe walks. So go ahead and grab me your first pair of dumbbells. So I have mine here. My hip is just acting up again. So some days it's good, some days it's not. So again, calf raises or heel raises here. We're gonna go ahead and elevate the heel and drop them. Okay, so we're doing 20. We're gonna be doing, I believe, 2 rounds. So and you have your dumbbells at your side, or that first set you could just do your body weight. And we're trying to stretch out the lower legs. So anytime you hear me say lower legs, it's usually, that area between your knee and your ankle. Usually the area where, if you sprain your ankle, if it's a high ankle sprain, it could affect that area. Has anyone felt shin splints before? Jan, maybe shin splints? You walk a lot. Maybe you felt that before, or maybe you haven't.
Using running shoes and really expensive socks, running socks, fix that.
Yeah, I know that's kind of a bummer, right? So I know what you mean because I used to work at, maybe you've been to the store. It's called the Snail's Pace in Fountain Valley.
Yep.
Um, I used to work there, and I would always get my socks from Costco, get a bundle of 6 pairs for like $5 or $10, to put those down. we're gonna do our heel walk. So let's walk on our heels. So we're just gonna do this for about 20, 30 seconds. So again, toes are elevated. We're walking on our heels. Good morning, Kathleen. So yeah, so I was working. Oh, hi Kathleen. Sorry, I cut you off. Um, I was working at Snail's Pace, and then we used to sell some socks that were anywhere between $12 and $18, and I thought that was crazy. But I last worked there back in 2017, and I still have some socks. I'm wearing some right now that that I bought back then, and they still feel great. So, all right, very good. Let's rest a little bit. So just let the lower legs rest. And usually to rest the lower legs, I would just take like a little seat somewhere or lean against something. But yeah. So yeah, shin splints. Um, Usually shin splints happen when you get super aggressive with like your training and you get really motivated and you start doing too much too quickly. Usually, if you start doing that too much, if you have, like Jan mentioned, shoes that don't provide too much support, or maybe even socks that don't, there's some socks that provide arch support. If you don't have any of that and you definitely need it, you'll start feeling a pain right on that inside part of your lower leg, and it's not fun. So, let's go another 10 seconds. I don't think I ever felt shin splints until about my second year of running. All right, let's go with our heel raises. And that's usually how I could tell and how, again, we're doing 20. My coach could tell who wasn't training during the off season where we're still supposed to run but not meet as a group, because people that had shin splints typically would try to catch up with everyone else after just being on the couch, for a few weeks, and then that's an easy way to spot it. And because again, your legs do need some progression in training, and if you go from doing nothing to doing too much too soon, uh, your muscles can't handle that. So, do you have a go-to shoe, Jan, that you wear when you go on your walks? All right, settle that. Just rest those lower legs a little bit. I've been wearing the same Brooks model for the last, I want to say now I'm at like 18 years, maybe 17 years, but it's a shoe that works for me. So, one sec. All right, let's go with our heel walks. Heel walks around the room. Has anyone dealt with any other like leg injuries before? Maybe I could help like the issues. Okay, very good. We're gonna move on to our next balance exercise here. So we're gonna go with the tandem stance. So right foot in front of our left. Right foot in front of our left. And then, yeah, I don't think the re-enrollment has happened yet on their end, on the admissions end, because I just checked and I don't have everyone in my roster yet. So hopefully over the weekend, the software refreshes or early next week. So I'll keep checking.
I was trying to remember the injury I had with my foot. It's fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis?
It's with the arch
Yeah,
of the foot.
plantar fasciitis. Yeah, I've had that, I want to say at least 3 times. I've had that, and it sucks. Yeah, to say the least. Let's look up and down. And I could remember it's usually a couple things. It's your shoes are very old and you continue to train through them. Sometimes if you go from wearing orthotics and then you almost trust that you don't need them anymore. Um, and it could kind of begin again. Sometimes you might have just needed orthotics for a while, and like myself, I had very flat-footed. So if I'm walking around barefoot a lot, it's a matter of time before plantar fasciitis starts with me. Let's look left to right. Um, so there was these pretty affordable insoles I used to buy. They're called Super Feet, they came in different colors. But I would wear those. I still might have a pair actually. Um, and then uh, the one time I do remember, like vividly feeling it develop. Let's close your eyes. Is I was doing this race and I was wearing these very light shoes, like shoes that are supposed to make you feel fast and they are lighter, so they don't provide too much support. But they're only meant to be used for about anywhere between 20 to like 40 minutes because again, they don't provide too much support. Open your eyes. Right, let's elevate that hind leg. But I did this. I'm not sure if you folks have heard of like the Ragnar relays, or the one I did was similar to it. It was called the relay, but it was from Napa or Sonoma or Napa um, to Santa Cruz. And it was 197 or 192 miles. But I had 11 other teammates, and we ran. Each person ran like 5 or 6 miles, like every few hours, like every 5 or 6 hours. Anyways, long story short, I think I did. Then let's bring that knee up and back. Um, I did my 5 mile run. My legs felt fine. I was moving. Did the second one, felt great. You know, I'm still wearing these shoes. And then on the third one, it was downhill running, so there was a lot of stomping. And these shoes, I think by then they were like, like you passed your 40 minute your 40 minute limit. Like now it's time. And just every step I could feel, it almost felt like if you had a bunch of little rubber bands or strings under your feet, and almost with every step you could feel like one tearing or like pulling apart at a time. And then I had it for like 3 or 4 weeks after that, where my feet were just aching a lot. So not fun. All right, we have toe walks right now and goblet lateral lunges. Remember, goblet lateral lunges, you hold your dumbbell here, step right, reset, come back this way. But we're gonna do our toe walks first. So on your toes and point your toes straight. Yeah, so when you get plantar fasciitis, it's recommended not to walk barefoot too much, even once it's developed. Um, a lot of the healing happens overnight. And let's just say you get up in the middle of the night to go use the bathroom, and you walk to the bathroom barefoot. Some of the healing process that's gone over the night could just go away with the first few steps out of your bed because you're flat and then your arch just collapses and all those little micro tears just kind of happen from there. Okay. Um, so it's good to have some bedside slippers to have a little bit of support. So, all right, we're gonna do 8 on each leg. So again, goblet, right here, drop, there's also this I wouldn't call it a device, but it's a sock. It's called the Strasbourg sock. All these different names. The Strasbourg sock. And maybe you've seen it. It's a sock that goes all the way to your knee. But there's a link, like a piece of material that attaches from your knee to your toes. So just imagine this string that attaches from your knee to your toes, and you could adjust how tight or loose you want it. But the idea is that you set it in a way where you get um, this low dose of a stretch. So you pull on. So again, it's a string that goes from here to your toe. So you pull on it, and then your heel kind of raises, and you're supposed to sleep on that. And it's advertised as guaranteed to treat your plantar fasciitis in like I don't know if it's 12 days or 21 days, but it's one of those things that it's proven to work. So I'm gonna go ahead and do toes in. The only issue I had with that Strasbourg sock is I think I've owned a pair or two of them. Is I just sweat a lot, and I just found myself like covered in sweat on that side of or that leg, because it covers your whole lower leg. So that was my only issue with that sock was that it was pretty big and warm. Okay, very good. We're going on our second set of our lateral lunges. All right, second set. So 8 on each leg. Ready, yeah. 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8. Our last toe walks are going to be toes pointed out. Okay, so then we'll move on to our next set. So again, on your toes, toes out. Really try to get your heels as high as they can. Ten more seconds. Time. Okay. Very good. Next, we're gonna go with our tandem stance. So have a drink of water, little water break. Okay. For our tandem stance, we did right foot in front of our left. Now let's go left foot in front of our right. Okay. Just hang out here. Does anyone have any plans over the weekend? Anything fun? Oh, Ala's out in the East Coast right now. Tomorrow we have our Saturday morning practice at Bolsa Chica wetlands. So anyone wants to go out there, I'll be out there in that area tomorrow at 7 in the morning. Okay. Left to right. Up and down. Close your eyes. And open up. Okay. And just validate that hind foot. Jan, did you have a specific brand of socks that you like? At least from those pricier ones? Try that. Yep. Two more. Set that. Very good. All right. What do you have next? All right. We have our round the clock single leg squat. So this is just, we're gonna do 2 rounds. One clockwise on the right, counterclockwise on the left, and then we'll repeat that circuit again, okay? So, we're ready. If you wanna hold the weight, you can. But I'll do these body weight, just because, again, my hip's feeling a little funky. So, here we go. So remember, we go 12 o'clock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Good. Now we'll go switch it. So we'll go 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. About 30 seconds rest. Grab some water. All right, round 2. Okay. Jan, I think we lost Jan. Let's go clockwise. So 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Awesome. Right. Here we go with our left. So counterclockwise. 12, 11, 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Time. Awesome. All right, so now we have we're gonna go to our chair. So I'll let you get your chair. We have our body weight squats or chair squats, and then also our ABCs. Okay, so if you wanna grab your chair. Yeah, when I worked at the store, we used to have a variety of socks. And I remember we had this brand called Belega. They're nice and soft and cushiony. And they also had this little like heel trap on the back, so extra cushioning on that upper part of the heel. Just because sometimes with brand new shoes, your heel might rub on that area and get blisters. And then we had another brand called Swiftwick that would, if you sweat a lot, they would dry out pretty quickly. It just kind of pushed out the sweat. They're kind of nice too. And then there's this other brand I felt, like it was good for like a long day of walking. They were called Thorlos, Thorlos, and they had these giant pads in the front and on the heel. So if you're someone that needs that cushioning, maybe your shoes didn't have that, those socks did. But yeah, so there's definitely socks out there that could help you. So anyways, we're gonna go with our air squats. So if you're gonna do both feet together, 15. If you're gonna do single leg, extended or elevated, go 8 on one leg and 8 on the other. Okay. All right. Let's begin and go elevated and so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Got your breath. Switch to the other side and begin. 1. Ooh, right ankle's a little bit flimsy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Right one needs a little bit of work. All right, we're gonna go ahead and do our ABCs. Elevate that right foot. Just again, trace the letters of the alphabet. Okay, and we could do the other leg as well. Supposed to do a bike ride to the beach and back tomorrow. Hopefully weather's nice. Hopefully you could see some of the sea turtles. All right, very good. Okay, if you're ready for that second round, give the legs a little bit of rest. Yeah, so just a reminder, we start our fall term August 18th. Okay, so that applies to all these, if you're in any of the active adult classes, they start on that same week. All right, so 15 or 8 and 8. Ready? Okay, go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. We're gonna switch. Right side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All right. Good work. What do we have left? Okay. We have this is going to be 3 movements, I believe. So we're going to go with Romanian deadlifts with your dumbbells, slide bend at the knees, come down, and then come back up. So you need that slide bend at the knees so you can feel that on the hamstrings. And we're going to go with standing Jane Fondas or hip abductions. So that's when we go out and in. If you have the mini bands around your legs, now's a good time to grab those. And we're gonna superset that. We'll only do 1 set, but we're just gonna do slow high knee marches. Okay. And then we'll repeat the next 2 again. So, all right, grab your dumbbells. If you don't have them yet, go ahead and grab them. Remember, anything with our legs, you could usually lift a little bit heavier. So if you have some heavier dumbbells or a kettlebell, I would recommend getting those. All right. I did legs yesterday, so I'm just gonna keep it a little bit light today. Ready? All right, here we go. Okay, go. 1. We're doing 10, 2. So remember, count about 3 seconds down or 4, and 3 to 4 seconds back up. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Hamstring are feeling it. And 10. All right. Does everyone feel those? Does anyone not feel it by chance? Remember, just little cues when you're doing those. You want to keep the weights right next to your legs. You don't want to keep them away from you. They'll see you. Should fit on your hamstrings. Okay. If you don't, then you might go a little bit heavier. So heads up. All right. Jane Fondas. We're doing 10 on each leg. Ready? Okay, go. So remember, torso stays upright. Five, 6, 7, 8, 10. We'll switch. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, very good. So if you have the mini bands, I like to show you one that you can only do with the bands. So if you don't have these, don't worry too much about it. But pretty much one that I do to strengthen my hip is I put both my feet within it. So it's kind of just right here wrapped around, you can see. So what I'll do is my left foot is going to be the active foot. My right foot's not going to be moving. So I'm going to just lift and then down. Okay. So if you have the mini bands, I'd like for you to do 8 and 8 on each leg. Okay. And if you don't have the mini band, then what we could do is just a slow high knee. And you could also, at the very top, elevate that heel, that bottom foot. A little bit of a calf raise. It's just working on balance. So if you're doing these, the ones that I'm doing now, you're working more on balance, a little bit of mobility of the hip. If you're using the mini band, like the exercise I just demonstrated, that's going to be a little bit more strengthening of that hip joint, a little bit of your quad. You'll have less range of motion, but you're working on strengthening. Let's do 3 more on each side. All right. All right, 20 seconds. We'll go back to our Romanian deadlifts. So if you have some heavier dumbbells, go ahead and grab those. All right, here we go. Round 2. Slight bend at the knees. Bring your dumbbells down along your lower leg. Come back up. Stick your hips out. Make sure you're breathing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and for 10, 8, 9, 10. Awesome. All right, we have our standing Jane Fondas next. How are you ladies feeling this morning?
Amazingly pretty good.
There we go. That's always good. Okay, here we go. Lateral raises. So 10 on each leg. So be engaged the whole time. If you feel like you're getting distracted, you might do them a little bit too fast. So that's not going to favor us too much. You want it to be nice and controlled. That's very good. We have a couple movements left. So this is going to be our last set standing, and then our last set on the floor will be a giant set. We're going to have 4 movements where we're going to do 2 rounds. So this is going to be our last one here. So it's going to be hip openers, standing hip openers. Right here, we're going to do 6 on each leg, and then we're going to do kettlebell swings or dumbbell swings. Where we're right here and just swinging the hips, working on our glutes and our hip joints. Okay. So we'll start with our hip openers. So 6 on each leg. We're here, drive that knee up and out and in. Okay. 3, 4, 5 more, 6. All right, once you've done 6, let's switch here. Let me know if you hear a popping. Hopefully, if you do, it's just loosening up and not really causing any pain. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, very good. Kettlebell swings are next. So grab your kettlebell or your dumbbell. I'll be using my dumbbell for this. But essentially, we're going to be here. We're going to come back. And the swinging motion should bring the arms up. Okay, it shouldn't be your arms really working. It should be more of like the thrusting that's moving your torso, swinging it up. All right, we're doing 10 to 15 of those kettlebell swings. Ready? Okay, go. So first one's like just getting that position, and then I start counting after like my third one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Back down just a little bit. Again, we're gonna go with our hip openers. The only difference with this hip opener that I want to do is we're gonna start out laterally. Okay, so you see right here, my feet are both pointing forward. Now my right foot's gonna turn to the right. So I'm gonna go up and out, down. Okay, so it's a reverse motion. All right, 6 on each leg. Ready, begin. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, switch. Left side. Remember that's pointing out. Right bit up. 3, 4, 5. One more. 6. Awesome. All right, and our last one is our kettlebell swings, and then the remainder of the class will just finish on the floor with some floor exercises. Okay. All right, 10 to 15 of these. Ready? Okay, go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. Sweet. All right, we're going on to our last giant set. Believe. Yeah, so set up your yoga mat. Yoga mat. Getting close to the finish line. Okay. So we're gonna do our quadruped elbow to knee. So it's gonna be this one where we go leg back, arm out, elbow to knee, and extend. Okay, then after that, we're gonna go with our glute bridges. So glute bridges, we're on our back, hips up, squeeze the glutes, and then back down. Okay, and then we're gonna superset that last one with the clamshell. You're on your side, and you're just, if you have a mini band, put that right below your knee. Otherwise, you just separate as far as you can, and then close. Okay, so 3 exercises, 2 rounds. All right, let's go ahead and begin. So elbow to knee from the quadruped position. We're gonna go and do 8. Okay, so 8 on each side. Ready, begin. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Very good. We'll switch. We'll extend and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Awesome. All right, on your backs, you have glute bridges next. All right, here we go. Sit up position. We're doing 10 of these, so remember, let's do a 3-second squeeze at the top position and begin. So 1, 2, 3, down, up, 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 down, up. 2 more, down, up. Last one, down. Very good. Oof. I was about to sneeze when I was saying down and up, and then I just had a major glitch where I started stuttering. All right, clamshells, right? This first round, we're going to focus on our right side, and then on the second round, we'll flip it. All right, so give me 12. So feet together, heel on heel, knee on knee, hip over hip. Just separate at the knees, so your heels stay together. Close. So try to go as wide as you can. If you don't have that mini band, and close. Last one. Okay. Very good. We're just gonna do that round one more time. We'll give you about 30 seconds to regroup. How are you doing, Miss Muir? Olivia, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, Julio.
Miss Wynn, you're still with us?
Yes, I'm still here, and you am always the last one that you ask.
No, I know you make most of my classes, so I usually respond to when I call you out. So
So
I had
it's your way of to check on us, right?
yeah, just to make sure. So yeah, there's times where I'm like, hey, how are you doing, Kathleen? And all I hear is crickets. I'm just kidding, Kathleen. I know you're always there. All right, let's go with the. Yeah, I know.
I'm on the floor exercising and you ask me questions.
I know. I forget about that. I'm like, well, someone's being rude, but then I think about, oh, they're probably away from the laptop. My bad. All right, quadruped, elbow to knee. Ready and go. It's like I might call you out in the middle of burpees. And I'm like, hey, I'm trying to work out. So elbow to knee. Last one. Good. What am I doing? Elbow to knee. So now left hand or left elbow, right knee. Ready again. Really good. Oof. Does anyone have trouble with that one? I know it's a different style of balance, but it's still core. Everyone's pretty good with that.
It's easy for me because I did that in the yoga classes, so it's not no big deal.
That's good. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
there's a lot of movement that you do in this class that I had in yoga class, so it's really nice.
Kathleen,
Yes,
you're
it's good for the brain.
yeah, it's yeah, right with coordination. Yeah, it's to be honest, I probably have gone to like maybe 5 yoga sessions my entire life. But when I have done I'm like, hey, like this is kind of familiar. I just don't know the name of the poses because I don't practice it enough. But let's do our glute bridges. So now let's go at the 5 second hold. So really, really squeeze the glutes and then bring them back down. So so yeah, so if you could count on your own, let's do it. All right, so try to focus on your breathing. So again, begin. And drop. So again, squeeze, 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 and drop. We're doing 10 of these. There's about 3 more left. More. All right, and our last clamshell. Side. Okay, so Now we're working our left side. So again, that's working out the muscles from pretty much our IT band from our knee to our glute. Ready? Again, so 10, separate. So if you have your hand on your glute, you can really feel that muscle tightening up, just activating. Two more. Very good. All right, awesome. Still burn a good amount of calories. I have 180. Let me see. Julian wants to say hello. Come here. Come. He likes coming to work. So here, Papas. Julian, you coming? Come. Here's this guy.
Hey,
Hello,
Julian.
Hi, Julian.
Look,
How are you? Oh my gosh, you're so handsome.
Yeah, handsome and tall.
show them your muscles.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look,
You
look,
wanna
she
be like
she has
daddy?
she has a big boy too.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's Olivia, there's Miss Noor, there's Miss Wynn, there's Kathleen waving. Say hi. Yeah,
Oh,
we're gonna go to the movies right now. So you wanna go to the
Oh,
movies?
fun.
Yeah,
have fun, Julian.
right.
Yeah.
Tell him.
And you do
Tell him.
daddy.
Oh, no, go show him.
What's that?
Got a
Oh,
Easter egg.
Easter egg?
hey.
Wow, Julian.
Yeah. So I think some of you met him when he was like a week old, right?
Yeah.
When you were expecting. Yeah.
Yeah, before that. So I know it's wild. Now he's big here. So all right, Julian, let's say goodbye.
Bye-bye.
All right, everyone, have a good
Julian.
day. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank
Okay.
you.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
Say bye, Julian.
Bye.
All right, bye, folks. Have a good one. Good workout.